Hey, what's up, Cool Like That peeps? It is me, your Cool Like That Asian in the house. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Hopefully, you guys are doing great out there. I'm actually coming by because I promised people on my social media that I was going to do a review of the new Queer as Folk that is the reimagined version of the Peacock reimagined version of the Queer as Folk. Let me repeat myself, like I did just a couple days ago, that that the reimagined version is off of the original British version and off of the Queer as Folk US version that happened back in the 2000s. So maybe late 90s, early 2000s. So I'm glad that we brought it back, and I'm glad that we get to see what is happening in today's Queer as Folk. So I'm going to bring out some stuff that I personally liked and personally disliked in this version, and maybe hopefully they bring it back, and they bring it back with other storylines. They bring it back with other things, because they did start off really good. It did start off with a great cast. Some of the cast doesn't know how to act. They need to really do some acting classes or something. But what do I know? I don't know too much about acting, right? So, but I do believe that the cast is a good cast, and I think if they start to add on more people like Niall, I like that the fact that they brought Niall DeMarco on this show as a guest on the show. He's pretty hot, people. I'm glad that they did. Maybe they can bring on more. So some of the things that I really liked about the show is that Peacock. It's a Peacock original. Glad they were able to show some R-rated stuff. So they kept it on like a outside type of channel, so they can show everything. Nakedness, drug use, they can show all of that. And it's part of today's society, today's gay world. It's always been part of that. So I'm glad they get to see the storylines that they can weave in and out of this, what's happening today. Yes, it is going to be on Peacock, so you're going to have to purchase Peacock, but it's not that much. It's not that much. Let me tell you, it's not that much. So Peacock, if you guys want me to promote you guys, please contact me. So I'm glad that they're able to show all of that. Okay, so I would suggest, if you're a parent, you guys might want to talk to your kids if you want to show them these things. You might want to talk to them, or just be aware there's going to be nudity, there's going to be drug use, there's going to be words that you don't want, profane words, storylines that you may not want to hear. You might want to just be prepared to explain some of this stuff. Okay. The acting, like I said, the acting is okay, but some roles like Noah, hot. I don't know if he's Latino or something, but he's so hot, people. And Brody, which is one of the main characters, seemed like real of the gays today. So a lot of what they're going through, a lot of the emotions that they're going through, I think you guys will find that it really brings in what today's gays deal with. More than 90s gays, but a lot of the older gays. There's a character named Mingus. He is our drag queen who comes out as he wants to perform and do all of this. I told Aiden that he reminds me of my stepson Brandon, his son Brandon, and because Brandon is very out there, but he wants to do everything. He's so eager to do stuff, and he's eager to disobey authority and stuff like that. So this character reminds me of him. So if you're watching Brandon, you might want to watch it. But it does remind me of the current teens today. When I wrote this, it kind of reminds me, and it kind of disappoints me that they kept the storyline of an older guy praying. I don't know if I can say praying or sleeping with a 17-year-old. Let's just say that. And that's, for me, that's a no-go. 18 and up is okay, but I guess in certain areas in the U.S. you have consent or whatever, but I don't condone this. I really think that they should have kept that part out and just kept it at a storyline where they should have just not brought that storyline back, because I know this is going to cause controversy in whatever in media and stuff like that. So I'm just confused about this character, though. I don't. This is what people are kind of afraid of, I guess, in today's society, that you have confused teens out there that they preach they can be anything and everything in the world, but they don't have the guidance or the adults around to guide them. In this show, I don't know how realistic that is in today's society now, because back in the day we used to have those drag families, but now in today's society, it's really not really drag families. It's really people who wants to just boss around their kids here and there. So you really have drag families out there, but not, I don't know if that's in today's society as much prevalent in today's society. Okay. But Minkus, I'm going to kind of watch that character, because I don't know if I like the character. I don't know if I like the fact that they have him dressing in skirts and all of this outfits out in the open and all of that. And, you know, granted, we do have that, but it kind of reminds me of when we thought of it like in the 90s, like goth, you know, those goth characters. So I think we kind of got to watch this character. I don't know if I like it. In the last episode, he finds out something that is very much prevalent in today's society. I don't know if I like the fact that they kept it in the the LGBT community still, and people are going to still think this notion that we will catch a certain virus. You know what I mean? There is a Char, which is a non-binary lesbian. I call her lesbian woman, but non-binary. And I'm going to get flack for that, I know, but okay, whatever. Ruthie, which is a transgender character. They have a baby, two twins together, and Brody is the father. So they kept that storyline. I like it. I like that storyline. The character, that whole thing is very confusing to me. At the very last episode, again, they leave a cliffhanger that it starts to become, I think, hopefully second season, we get to see what happens. But it does happen. This really talks about the gender fluidity and just sexually, people are sexually fluid. I don't know if it's gender fluid. It's more sexual fluid, if you know what I'm saying. They like to just have sex with whatever. You know what I mean? So Mingus's mom. Okay, Mingus's mom. It takes the character of the older version of the U.S. version in the 2000s. The redhead. I forgot her name. Oh my gosh, I forgot her name. But Mingus's mom takes that character. But I don't like the fact. Okay, this is the thing that the right always does. The right likes to push this, that parents try to groom their children to be, another gender, and that's what they're trying to do. And I don't think this is the case. But the mom is being very. When Mingus says he does not want to be a drag queen anymore, or he doesn't want to do drag anymore, the mom still pushes it by buying a wig. And sorry, I putting it out there. You'll see that. And she still pushes the fact, because he's always been wanting to do it. He's always wanted to do that. Now, I feel, and I'm going to do this in other videos, other podcasts and stuff like that, I do feel that they need to really think about this, really think about the grooming portion of it, and why the right is always thinking we're grooming our kids to be a certain way. And if they don't want to be it, then we shouldn't be pushing them, right? So I think that we need to really, really hone down on this and really think about this storyline about that. So hopefully Mingus maybe grow. I don't know. I don't know if I like the character, and that's why I'm kind of trying to weigh this one out. 6, I put drug use is running rampant. I'm glad that they kept this in there, because it is a storyline that does need to be told, and I think it needs to be out there, that our community tends to try to suppress their feelings and everything through drug use, and they try to suppress their feelings through feeling wanted by other people, and this is where they end up, so I really I'm glad they kept that storyline and how secretive people are nowadays, because people think of these people and people who has been drug addicts as evil and just vile. So I really think that it's good that they kept it in here, and hopefully they can find a storyline that will really talk about this issue that's running rampant in our communities. Now, going back to the 17-year-old storyline, I don't like the fact that the mom in the very first episode actually let the kid and allowed the kid to do drag and go to the club to perform. Now, it is part of the storyline, but I don't like the fact that they did that, because that shows that these parents are okay with their kid doing whatever. And I don't think that's the case. I think we need to make sure that we love our kids, and we make sure that we do everything and anything to protect them. But in this storyline, it kind of shows that the parent just allows them to do whatever and go to the club, whatever. And then the serious thing happened at the club, They do touch upon the they, them, thing that's happening today, that people are calling themselves they, them, and they want other people to call them that. Again, another storyline that I kind of brought stars down for this, because of the fact that I do believe that we need to talk about this issue and not show that we are ready to fight people because they are saying that you're calling me by he, him, or she, her, or whatever. I think we need to talk about the issue and why it's important for us to remember that they people have they, them. I don't co-sign for the they, them, because I prefer that, I don't understand it. Maybe it's just understanding and somebody needs to explain to me. I've had a lot of, I've questioned people and they've never returned my messages, or they don't have a good answer for me to understand why we should be using they, them in those cases. Okay. But being forced to do that, and it's because of your insecurities, I don't know. That's just me. But I'm ready to learn if you guys want to have a discussion about that. So I feel in that sense, they need to kind of explain that and kind of have a storyline. Hopefully they have a storyline about that, and not automatically go for the fighting and, just the automatic, you got to call me this. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so I like the fact that they, the first episode, they showed I don't want to tell the premise. They show an incident that happened at the club, right? And then they show people exploiting it, especially in our community, exploiting that particular issue and using social media and showing their platform and exploiting their platform, but not listening to the families, listening to the people around them, and why it's not bringing their families in was an issue. And I like the fact that they exploiting these communities is being shown here. Okay, because nowadays we're being exploited again, and I feel that it's important that we bring this up again and show that it's not okay. It's not okay to exploit our community for your personal gain, right? So I want to be very clear about that. And it's not okay. So I think for me, the very last episode was very rushed, and I feel that the storyline could turn really bad after the very last scene. And I just feel that it could turn really bad because it's just like all over the place, the very last episode. So I don't know. I like the series. I do. And I feel that I'm on board with it. I'm on board with just watching it. And hopefully the writers just really take into consideration some of the storylines and expanding on that. But I don't know. I think people need to realize the difference between sexual fluidity and gender fluidity, right? So, I think people need to realize that and talk about that in another, maybe in an episode or something. And hopefully I get to do a little bit more reviews for since they're doing the whole season all at one time. I'm really hoping that I get to do a little bit more. But if I could give this season a star rating for a Cool Like That star rating, people, I would give 3 stars. I don't know if it beats out the US version of it. I've never seen the British version. I might have to just see it just for that one character that is in some other movies. He was supposed to play in 50 Shades of Grey. He was supposed to play Christian Grey, but he said he didn't. He couldn't. But I might have to watch that one. But I think there's a good storyline. This storyline went through, and does it portray today's gays, lesbians, LGBT community? I think so, a little bit. It really does, and really portrays the non-binary, the transgender, the lesbian, sexual fluidity and stuff like that. So I really, really like that. I really think they should mesh it a little more in terms of the storyline. So the storyline seems a little disjointed with Mingus, and I think it's because they're trying to bring him in a little bit further. And like in the US version of it, the 2000 version, I think it was more in the first episode it was very disjointed, and then all of a sudden it started to really become a storyline, just kept on rolling and rolling and rolling. So I really like that. So hopefully it does that and going into the next couple of seasons. So I really liked it. The acting was okay. There was a couple of acting that I like. I like Noah's acting. I do like there was also, I forgot to bring this up. There was they talk about the disability scenes, disabilities, and allowing people to come in with this being disabled and just bringing them in. I like that, but I like the fact that they brought Niall DeMarco as a deaf character into the fold. So hopefully they bring his character in a little bit more, and not just for being someone to save a character. I guess if I made that sound correct. But other than that, I will give it a 3-star rating for this season. I like it, so I'm going to give it a little bit more to it. Hopefully they bring it back next season for a second season. So anyways, that's what my thoughts are. Hopefully you're cool with that. And I will catch you guys all later. If you guys have any questions, anything that you guys want to bring up, let me know. And I will try to do my best to really talk about that. But I love you guys. Catch it on Peacock Original. It is usually they're doing the Netflix type of thing, right? Putting all the seasons, the season episodes into one, and they just drop it. But anyways, I'll catch you guys later. Love you. Bye.